If you're into shooting sports, then you know that protection for your eyes is essential. I have to wear glasses, which means I have two options. I can wear contacts and wear whatever safety glass I like, or I can wear my glasses and put safety glasses over them. Generally, I try to avoid contacts just because if you're shooting a match and the slightest speck of dust gets in your eye, then you pretty much are down for the count. So I usually wear my glasses and put safety glasses over them, which is cumbersome and tedious, and requires some sort of earmuff to pinch them into place so that they don't fly off my face, and it can be very annoying. So I've kind of been in the market for a pair of prescription shooting glasses, and to my dismay, I found Oakley's and Wiley-X, just different offerings that were high-end glasses that have all the ANSI ratings that are necessary to protect for ricochets, but they were very, very pricey. I mean, we're talking, you can hit the $500 mark very easy. So I've been looking for something that was affordable. I didn't really care if it was a name brand or anything, just something that I could spend my HSA plan on that would last me at least a year, because that's when the money hits again. And what happened was I was wandering through Walmart one day and I asked if they had anything that fit the bill, and they pointed me to this brand called DVX. What I initially noticed when I walked up to the flyer on the wall was it said DVX by Wiley-X. Well, most of you have heard of Wiley-X, and you know that's a pretty rugged brand. It's actually used in a lot of industrial applications, and the military uses them. And so I was kind of curious. I looked through the different offerings they had, and then I went home and I Googled them. And as far as I can tell, DVX is directly owned or directly affiliated with Wiley-X. It says designed and made by Wiley-X on their website. They're just made out of country. So essentially, Wiley-X wanted to offer a budget line of safety glasses. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but these were actually made in Taiwan. So having said all that, out the door, I paid $125. Prescription glasses and prescription sunglasses are a tax-free item, covered by most HSA. I believe it's the same in every state. They were covered by my HSA. So drive-out value on these, or drive-out price, was $125. That was $45 for the frames and $40 for each lens. I opted for a very plain-looking pair of glasses because I intend to use these for running, riding, shooting, driving my car, wakeboarding, you name it. That was the application. I didn't want to be limited by something that was specific to one application. So I picked something that was very plain and universal. But they do have options that are more of a brow with replaceable lenses that snap in, and they're not much more. So if you're looking for something like that, they do have options for you. One downside to these that I found was that when I was shooting a match yesterday and the temperature reached about 93 degrees and I was sweating like a peasant, the brow really tends to gather my sweat and let it run down the lens. So I found myself having to take off my hearing protection and my eye protection so that I could use my shirt to dry the lenses off on the glasses before each stage that I shot. So keep that in mind if you're like me and you sweat like a peasant. One cool benefit of these is that for the price I mentioned, $125, these lenses have the polycarbonate ANSI impact resistant rating. They are tinted. They're in my prescription, and they're actually polarized, which really cuts down on glare. So if you're out on the range with no protection from the sun over your head, this really cuts down on the glare. Helps when driving as well. That's kind of a value-packed lens. If you've looked at any other manufacturers, you know that you're not going to get all of those features in one lens for anywhere near that price. Another cool thing is it's very flexible. So hopefully they grip to your head without causing much discomfort. As you can see, this line really wraps around your head. And if you're interested in this particular one, it says Liberty on one side and Biker on the other. And from what I understand, the Walmart employee told me that they don't have the same glasses at every Walmart, so you'll have to go see what they have there. But this is the one that they had that looked like the most normal pair of sunglasses at my local Walmart. So, Liberty Biker, if you find it there. If not, they might have something close. Another cool thing is there's a hole here that's a proprietary design for a lanyard that will snap in for these glasses. They gave me two options. One was sort of a short strap, keeps it real tight on the back of your head, and the other one was a stretchable lanyard, and it had a button you could push to adjust the size of it. I opted for that one. So if you go wakeboarding or something, you can snap in the lanyard, put it on, and cinch it up to the back of your head. But then if you need to stop or whatever and you want your glasses to hang from your neck, you can loosen that little draw button and let them hang down. So that is pretty cool that they offer something for applications like wakeboarding or anything in high wind. They did give me 2 lens options at Walmart. They gave me gray and brown. And believe it or not, this is actually the gray option. I figured for shooting I wanted something neutral that would not wash out red and yellow fiber optic front sights. But this actually looks more brown. So when they showed up, I asked them if they ordered the correct lens, and so they pulled out 2 demo lenses, and this one is actually the gray lens. So the brown is much more brown. So keep that in mind. That is one drawback. I would have much preferred a charcoal gray. But all in all, for the price, there's a very good value still. They also come with this hard case. It's covered in fabric. It's got a microfiber fabric shell on the inside, and it's got 2 breathe holes. So if you do wakeboarding, boating, any kind of water application and your glasses get wet, you can put them in here, and this still allows for them to dry. Also, the microfiber goes all the way up to where the zipper is, so when they're closed, the zipper is not going to scratch the lenses. It's a pretty decent case that was included, all in the $125 price tag. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you're looking for a pair of prescription shooting glasses, this is definitely a very good value. Y'all stay safe.